Hello, hello. Thank you for being here and welcome back. I'm Serene the Healer, and this is the weekly horoscope report for September the 12th through the 18th. Okay. So what I see here is a message about loss in direction, losing your way, losing sight of what makes your life worth living. What was the goal of your passion project, or what you've been trying to create or grow or teach, or all the above. Either a catalyst happened last week and all of that confusion energy that we dealt with that made you start asking these questions about what's the point of this? What's worth fighting for? What's the goal? Do I even still believe in that end goal? Do I think that it's worth it? That I think that it's going to happen? Is it worth all of the things that I will have to fight through or accomplish in order to get there? All of those questions are coming up. And of course, last week there were no answers. There was no clarity in all of that confusion energy. Most of the week we had a lot of mental gates activated in the human design system that were contributing to that. And this week on Wednesday, we have the sun moving into the gate 6, which is the gate of friction. So I see a lot of catalysts happening in order to push you to finding these answers, is what I'm, gleaning from all of this. What makes you hopeful? What makes you excited? What do you have to look forward to? What do you want to look forward to? What is it about life that makes you happy to be here? And how can you tap into that? How can you utilize that? How can you get to that place more often in a day, in a week, in a month? the mystic meadow is a sanctuary. And I feel that getting that as an energetic archetype, especially now, is a hint about what you're going to need in order. I'm seeing a lot of things in this card I've never noticed before. There's a castle, and there's another bear there. So it's like expansion or potential for expansion. Once you activate that heart, that core, that desire. What is your heart's desire? What makes you feel hopeful and new? All right. So for generators, oh, the 62. What I'm getting for that, I feel like the practicality is what is the block for generators this week. The practicality, or the energy of practicality, is what you shift into in order to avoid looking and taking inventory of not only what your desires are, but how far you are from them. How long it's been since you've indulged in something that was just to make your heart sing and nothing else. It's not profitable. It's not lucrative. It's not attractive to investors or to potential mates or partners. It's just to make your heart sing. You're too busy being a responsible adult to allow your heart to sing, to allow yourself to pull the energy through you that is keeping you here. That's your reason for being here. For the manifesting generators, the 16 is a very interesting energy. And I think it's interesting that she's picked a cherub to depict it, because it's about repetition. It's about losing yourself in something and repeating it until you get it absolutely flawlessly perfect. And so that energy, it brings together two seemingly different things for me. One is that practice makes perfect repetition, where it's not necessarily enjoyable. It's not enjoyable. Like, say for instance, you're practicing piano or, some sort of an instrument. It's not necessarily enjoyable to fumble about and miss keys and let your hands get sore from the weight of pressing those keys down while you practice and redo and memorize. And not necessarily pleasurable for someone who might be within earshot of your practice, right? So it's taking that energy of, we have to keep doing this in order to perfect it, and blending it on a spectrum, basically. That being one side of the spectrum, and the highest vibration of it, the opposite end of that spectrum being an energy of, that was fun, let's do it again. Right? So this cherub, you know, if you've ever played with a child, if you've ever made a child laugh, you know that they won't even be done laughing about it before they're asking for more, asking for a redo, a do-over, a repeat, right? So it's a need to acknowledge where you are on that spectrum of, you know, torturing yourself for not being good enough and needing to practice again, and the opposite end of that being like, that was amazing, let's go again, that roller coaster was so much fun, let's get back in line, you know. And imagining or getting a good gauge of what it takes to slide yourself around on that scale. It's literally just perspective, you know. But for each scenario, for each instance, for each situation, it's going to entail some different work. For the manifestors, it feels like an outside force, and it affects your ego. I feel it as something that challenges the norms, the procedures, the fail-safes, the foundational things that you have always relied on to be there. Someone has moved something, or an, you know, act of God has moved something, an outside force, something has happened that affects that, and it triggers you to, you know, that message of feeling like you've gone way off course and you don't care about any of this anymore, and you don't know how to either begin to care or chart another course towards something that you do care about. And of course, the answer is going into a protective energy of sanctuary, and then reaching for something that feels better than where you are, no matter where you are. Like Abraham says, starting where you are and reaching for the better feeling place. For the projectors, ooh. When I turned that over, I got the impression of someone who's not actually in this vibration. And they are the sounding board, the rock, the, you know, vent hood of a person who is. And they stay on that vibration with that person long enough that it's contagious and they catch it. So I feel like maybe that's a warning. That if this is somebody that you can't resist getting sucked into their orbit on that vibration, do it knowing what you're doing. Do it understanding where your power is and what your part is in it, so that you can more easily find your way back from there. Understanding what you're doing, why you're doing it, and that you can find your way back, as opposed to trying to save a drowning person and getting drowned yourself. And for the reflectors, ooh. So there's a connection here between the manifesting generators and the reflectors, because that is a complete channel there. The reflectors are in that energy of this is it. This is the point of this. This is why we're here, you know? And combining that, connecting and linking up with a manifesting generator gives it that opportunity for both to find the sweet spot, the nectar, the point of the yuck energy, and possibly create something beautiful with it. Possibly use it to swing that pendulum back towards something that makes you feel alive, something that makes your heart sing. My goodness, this is a beautiful card. The well, the depths of the well. And this is a well of nectar, of energy. It's a surge. That is so beautiful. So I definitely see this as another, it's like a callback to the August energy, which honestly I feel like it makes sense. We're already in Mercury retrograde pre-shadow, so this is a good time to take inventory and prepare for what you're going to be retrograding through. On an energy level, I'm seeing a lot of heart, will, ego energy. And it is basically it's like a scale of whether or not that well is full or if it's empty. Are we filled with heart, filled with ego, filled with willpower? Or is this a lack, an openness, an emptiness? All of those being different vibrations, right? It's literally, it feels like inventory. It feels like time to take stock, time to evaluate in preparation for something that's coming. So that when the thing that's coming comes, you immediately can identify what you want out of that, where you want to stand, what you want to be, who you want to help, who you need to help you. All of these things. Or just one of them, depending on your situation. I really enjoy doing these, mostly for selfish reasons. They are very helpful for me. But also because knowing that they're so helpful, sharing them with you gives you an opportunity to utilize them as well. And I like the idea of one day being a resource for people in that way. So I continue to do them even though the views are low. I love all of you who have made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your comments and your clicks and your shares and all the things. And I will be back here again next week. Until then, I'll see you later. Bye now.